Life. Most of us take it for granted, but for some people, life is a struggle. Imagine if you were born with something that made you different. Imagine you lived the life of Will.
I'm 21 and I'm a youth worker living in Sheffield. I'm also studying youth work at Sheffield Hallam University. I live with the condition LCHAD, which basically means I can't digest certain fats.
Long chain 3-hydroxycyl-CoA dehydrogenase deficiency, or LCHAD for short, is so rare that newborn babies are not commonly screened for it. Most individuals born with this condition don't survive past infancy. For Will, however, it was a different story.
Well, Will was born 6 weeks early, but we didn't really know there was anything wrong then. And he did start being okay, but then after 6 months he stopped being able to hold his head up. He started looking really chubby around the cheeks. And I used to take him to the doctors every week, and they all used to say, oh, he's all right, he'll catch up, he was born prematurely. And then one morning we couldn't wake him up, so we took him straight down to the children's hospital, and they were amazing.
The fat Will was taking in was slowly killing him. Time was running out to save his life, and so Will's father, accompanied by a doctor, had to take drastic action.
It was night time. They got into the dispensary and they got him some what they call MCT oil, which is his medium chain triglyceride oil, which his body can cope with. He went from being really, really poorly, and we nearly lost him, and they didn't think he'd be able to make it, and it was touch and go for a good few days. And then all of a sudden he started to recover.
Will's condition means that his diet has to be strictly regulated. While some of us watch what we eat purely to stay healthy and feel better about ourselves, for Will, on the other hand, it is essential for his survival.
Overall, what it means is I can't digest long-chain fatty acids, which basically covers a lot of the fats that you'd find in your daily food. So it covers like oily foods and like your butters, so like I can't eat red meats, oils, your fast food and stuff, because they're all like deep fried and that sort of stuff. Convenience foods as well, they're packed high in fats. So in a nutshell, I have to sort of eat things that are fresh, or I prepare myself so I know what I'm putting into it. All the ingredients I'm using are completely fat-free because I'm using vegetables and prawns, and I've made the sauce myself. I'll have that with rice, which is also fat-free, which is basically my staple diet. I live off foods such as potatoes, rices, and that sort of stuff really. Because processed foods are really high in fat, so it makes it easier if I cook everything from fresh. So I suppose an upside down this condition is that I'm quite a good chef.
And that was when he was 1, and that was one of his first birthdays. And with a cake. I made a lot of MCT oil cakes. I don't actually know whether that one is. I did Thomas the Tank Engine, I did Batman, Lego Men. I made them over the years. I made plenty of cakes, all with MCT oil. It was always they were always a little bit not perfect, but they were always all right.
Despite his unusual condition, Will is still a very active person. As well as his youth work, he has a strong passion for music and has performed in bands with his friends and little sister Jenny.
He's inspirational. Like, he's been through a lot, and is no different. Like, he doesn't act any differently to anyone else, and he has got a lot more to put up with, and it doesn't affect him like a lot of people wouldn't cope with it as well as he does. A lot of people don't get along with their brother, but I just do. I think we get along really well. We've got quite a lot in common and stuff, so yeah, it's cool to be around. So
I'd also describe him as a bit temperamental with his situations. You can't, yeah, but you've got to admit.
I know, yeah, can be.
Like,
a bit fiery.
I didn't mean that. I mean, like when we're out and about, and like there's something that could like hinder his your diet.
Oh, yeah, something
your
could
diet,
potentially go wrong.
Something with food, like something could potentially go wrong. He's a little bit nervous and apprehensive.
Yeah, it can be overly cautious, I suppose.
Us lot, we'll be like, don't worry. But he's still.
I'll still worry.
But yeah, he's interesting. He's a bit different to all my other friends, I've got to admit.
Oh, that's in a good way.
Yeah, it's got its positives. But yeah, he's a good mate, and
cool.
I'm thankful to have him.
Oh, a little cry in a minute.
As a person, he's very positive and he will do what he wants to do. He is a gentle person. He doesn't let lots of things bother him, and I'm hoping that he won't ever let it affect him.
Why is that? Yeah, it's been frustrating because when I was younger I was into doing sort of like extreme sports and stuff, which sort of is probably the bad career choice for me really, because I was into like climbing and sort of like biking and, you know, going stuff like that. And that made me really seriously ill at one point because I did do too much. Ended up in hospital for a good month. And then I was off college because it was when I was like 15, 16. Right.
Decided to go on as like an adventure weekend with the Venture Scouts, which he'd done things like this before, but he'd never done it on his own before. And what I didn't realise was he was actually running a lot further than I thought he was going to run, and he didn't have enough energy, and he did push himself further than he should have pushed himself, and then his muscles started breaking down. The Children's Hospital knew he was coming, and when we got him there, he went straight into resus and back on everything he was when he was a baby, back on intravenous sugar, as much sugar as they could get in him, back on MCT oil as much as they could get in him, and he was really, really poorly. And that's the first time since he was a baby that he was really ill.
I was off college for a good half a term, so I missed out a lot then, but that was because I didn't understand and I had to learn from it. And it was just a mistake that I made, so pushing myself too far without being able to control my diet properly. Yeah, I've done a bit of charity work with the Children's Hospital because that's where I got diagnosed with LCHAD. And if it's not diagnosed early on, it can kill, and it can drastically change babies' lives, and if they're growing up and developing, can cause other complications, and if they're disabled, and you know, it can be really quite severe. But I got caught early on. That's why I'm sort of giving a bit back to them, you know, saying, look, this is like, if you find it early enough, and promoting the fact that the screen is a good thing, because then it allows people to have a normal, full life, whereas if it didn't go detected, then you could be at serious risk. Yeah, it has. It's taught me the importance that there's no point moaning and sitting around and saying, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, when you can sort of work your way around it and live a pretty much normal life, you know. There's a few things I'd really want to do which I can't do, like to travel the world sort of thing, but that may be really awkward, you know, and I just have to live with it and go to where I can and just basically make sure I'm always in control of it. So if I do that, I can live a perfectly normal life, go out with my friends, socialise, party, do everything really.
I'm very proud of him, yes. I'm proud of everything he's ever done, and I know he will succeed in whatever he does. Yes, I'm very proud of him.
'Cause you're filthy. Gorgeous. This is